Welcome. If this is your first time seeing one of my videos, my name is Catherine and I am about to be out of a job because of ChatGPT. No, I'm only joking. My name is Catherine and I'm an online English teacher specializing in business, English and interview practice. I believe ChatGPT is a great tool to aid your learning experience, especially with so many people working online and remotely nowadays. It's really important that you know how to use it to your benefit. So without any further ado, let's get into it. AI would not take this long to introduce itself. So here we go. So the first way you can use ChatGPT to improve your business English is, of course, asking ChatGPT to create a presentation or speech or introduction for you. However, the problem with this is it's the same as a teacher reading to you for 20 minutes, expecting you to know everything they've just said and remember it all in 2 hours' time. My personal opinion on the best way to use ChatGPT to improve your business English or advanced English is to write down anything you do not understand and ask qualifying questions to get more information on the topics that you do not understand. So for example, I'm going to ask ChatGPT, can you create an introduction to a presentation about the downsizing of a company? If I just repeat this text that ChatGPT has provided me to the audience, not only will I sound like a robot, but I may then be asked questions that I cannot answer because this is not my original text. This is not something I have created. You have a much better understanding of the text and the contents of the text if you change it to your own words, or at least try and understand some of the words ChatGPT has used. With the example that I gave earlier about a teacher reading to you and expecting you to recall what they've said, this would be the same kind of example. You're just repeating what ChatGPT is saying. However, if I was to ask a question about something that the AI technology has created, you may not be able to give me an answer. However, if you have taken the best points, the points you like from the text, written it in your own words, with your own personality, with your own flow, when someone asks you a question, you have a much better understanding of what you have just explained. So you can then go into detail to answer their question. This also cements it in your active vocabulary. So these words you are seeing, you will use again in future presentations, in future circumstances. It's not something that's going to pass as soon as the presentation is over. I'm actually going to read ChatGPT's answer for you now, as I think it's very good for those trying to improve their pronunciation. But of course, if you don't want to listen to the answer, if this isn't relevant to you, feel free to skip 30 seconds on to the next tip. Good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Today's presentation is going to cover a topic that unfortunately is a reality for many companies. We will be discussing the downsizing of our organization. A decision like this is always difficult, and we understand that it can affect our employees, clients, stakeholders, and society as a whole. Thus, in this presentation, we want to share with you the reasons why this decision was made, how it will impact our stakeholders, and the steps that we will be taking to mitigate the effects. We hope that at the end of this presentation, you will have a better understanding of the situation and we can address any concerns or questions that you may have. Let's get started. Tip number 2 is maybe not the most interesting way to use ChatGPT, or any AI tool for that matter, but it's definitely one that's going to help you if you're about to take a new position or about to join an international company and want to double check that you are ready, you are prepared. It could also help if you're going into an interview in a field that you're not really confident talking about in English. So you take your specific topic and you ask ChatGPT to create a list of vocabulary related to that topic. So my background is marketing. So I'm going to ask ChatGPT to create a list of vocabulary related to marketing. I can go through this list and double check that I know every single word in that list. If I don't, I can research it. I can ask ChatGPT to go into more detail. I can write it down so that I am aware of the things I don't know and re-look them up in the future. I can write it down. I can write it down so that I am aware of the areas that I need to improve on or the areas where I need to maybe practice. I can also then ask specific questions back to ChatGPT about some of the vocabulary that it's used. So personally, I'm really interested in digital marketing, but I've never studied it and I would like to. So I'm going to ask for a list of vocabulary about digital marketing, and I compare this list to the list I know and see how much of it matches. How much of it do I already know? How much of it do I need to learn? How much of it do I need to go and research on my own so that I can be more aware of what is involved in digital marketing? This next tip is one of my favorites because I really enjoy helping my students achieve their goals, their dreams. I like seeing them interview for their dream job. I like seeing them interview for their dream university and succeeding. And one of the biggest parts of the interview process is your confidence. So the next tip is asking ChatGPT to rephrase your questions and concerns in a more professional way. So let's say, for example, someone left the business, you've taken on their work, you're working really hard, you're doing twice as much work as you usually do, and you're still meeting your targets every month and achieving the goals set for you within the company. You deserve a pay rise, right? You're doing twice as much work, it's still the same quality, and you're doing it to a tight deadline. You deserve to be compensated for your time, but how do you go about asking your boss for a pay rise? So what I'm going to do is ask ChatGPT, give me professional examples of how to ask for a pay rise. Not only does ChatGPT give you examples and questions that you can ask that sound more professional and sound more fluent, but it's also going to give you tips and advice on when to ask, evidence to bring with you to prove that you deserve this pay rise. It's going to give you lots of helpful tips to help you approach delicate subjects and move forward in your career. Another thing you can do, if this is the area that you're interested in, is subscribe, like this video, share with a friend, because my experience is in interviewing and recruiting and marketing. So I give a lot of good advice on how to interview, how to ask for what you want in your job, and how to professionally move forwards within your career. So go and click subscribe and like this video, please. Final thing I want to talk about is emails. This is one of my least favorite topics to teach with students because all rules, all English rules go out the window. Open the window, throw the rules out there when it comes to emails. Because there's nothing in the English language that is like email etiquette. We use phrases such as to whom it may concern, with warm regards, as per my last email. As you will see from the attachment below, you would never say any of these things in a normal conversation or even a professional conversation. So as much as I like teaching emails, it's also one of the worst to teach because you're learning a whole new area of vocabulary. I will be doing a video on email etiquette, so make sure to subscribe. GPT makes this so easy because you can copy and paste your idea of how the email should sound and ask for a better way to say it. Make sure you emphasize that this is in an email context because, like I said, email etiquette is different from any other kind of spoken English. So my example, please make this email sound more professional. And then my email says, you are late in sending me the reports. Do it by Friday. Thanks. And you can see ChatGPT gives me an excellent response. And the best thing about ChatGPT is every time you ask a question, you'll get a different answer. Even if you ask the same question 10 times, you'll get 10 different answers. So you can copy and paste this email 10 times and pick the one that sounds right for you. If this one sounds too intense, you pick another one. If you want something more casual, pick another one. Or you can even state, I want this as a casual email. I want this as a more formal email. So they're my 4 tips to improve your business English. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Comment down below if there's anything you would like me to cover. If there's anything you would like me to cover next time. See you next time. Bye.